Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us today for the Dade County Weekly Update. I want you to remember that you can type in your questions in the comment section during this live broadcast. If you don't want to ask your question during the live broadcast, you can always email us at info@dadecounty-ga.gov. Thank you so much for coming to the right place for the right information. Today we'll be hearing from Board of Elections member Carolyn Hixson and County Executive Ted Rumley. If you know someone who would be interested in hearing from either of our guests today, please go ahead and invite them to watch this live broadcast with you, or start a watch party so you can hold your own discussion. Remember that you can also watch this later on Facebook or YouTube, and sharing the links to our videos is super easy. We will also be sharing links in the comment section during this broadcast. I do have a couple of announcements before we get started. The first is that there is still a job opening for social services specialist in the Dade County DFAC's office. We did post the link on our Facebook page, so you can visit that, or you can go to governmentjobs.com/careers/DHS-Georgia/jobs. As a reminder also, our offices will be closed next Thursday and Friday for Christmas. We will do our update next Wednesday at 3 o'clock for those of you who join us regularly. We appreciate that, and we did want to go ahead and do a live update. Even though we won't be here on Thursday, we will do that on Wednesday instead at 3. Also, instead of the K-Win show at 9:30 on Thursday morning, County Executive Rumley will do that with Evan Stone on Wednesday morning at 9:30. So you can see us twice or tune in twice. You have two opportunities, Wednesday morning at 9:30 or Thursday afternoon at 3 o'clock. So if we don't see you or talk to you before then, we want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And we will start with Carolyn Hixson.
Hi, so glad to be with you today. We are currently participating in our advance early voting for the January 5th, 2021 general, federal runoff and state special election. Of course, the federal part is the Senate race and the state part is the service commissioner. There's no need to select a party to vote in either of these. Our total since we started Monday morning is 1,075 voters. So we've done that in less than 4 full days. There are no lines and maybe a 10-minute waiting depending on how slow the computers are operating. On January the 5th, all the precincts will be open. So if you plan to vote at your home precinct, the hours are 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. There's still time to request an absentee ballot, but don't wait any longer because they have to be mailed. So you want to allow time for this time of year, especially maybe for a slow or an extra day on your mailing. If you do request an absentee ballot and then you decide that you don't want to use it, you want to come in and vote in person, bring that ballot with you. It must be canceled. That way we can keep up with it and not have extra ballots around. There will be no Saturday vote on this runoff race. And we will be closed, of course, next Thursday and Friday. Our hours are 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. except for Friday. And next Friday, or tomorrow is the only Friday we'll have Friday voting, so we'll be closing at 2 p.m. That's whenever the county building closes. We just want to say that Dade County has the best citizens in the state, and it's our pleasure to serve you. So come on out. We're looking for you at the polls. Thank you.
Thank you, Carol. Before you leave, I want to ask you a question. Now, is all counties not voting on Saturday? Because I know some of them are. And who actually makes that decision of whether we have one Saturday?
I don't know. It has not come up before because we generally do not vote on a runoff.
On Saturday?
Yes, sir.
Saturday.
Yeah, on a Saturday there's no voting in a runoff. So there's just someone somewhere trying to set a precedent and vote on Saturday for a runoff.
I know a lot of the counties are, from what I understand. I just wondered, if our board had decided it, or where it came from.
We did decide this morning. We took a vote, and all of us voted not to vote.
So y'all did have a meeting
yes, sir.
Board of Elections meeting. Okay.
And we voted not to vote on Saturday.
Okay, so it's a low. Okay, because we'll get some calls on it. I know because some other people,
Well, we have 12 days of voting, and we're here for 9 hours on each of those days.
Okay.
and it's easy to request a mail-in ballot.
Okay.
So we make it as easy as we can
Okay.
without coming in and voting the day after
Yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah. We just want to answer it because I know
Yes.
that's going to be a question.
Well,
thank you. Appreciate
Yes, sir.
it.
You're so welcome.
Appreciate it. Good evening. We just have a few things to talk about here before I go into my COVID report. The County Road 6 is a big thing right now, and I talked about this morning. We're on schedule with that. They're working 5 days a week, and working a little bit on Saturdays up there, and weather permits, we're going to stay on schedule. Everything's going so far, knock on wood, pretty smooth. Georgia Power's out, got their lines moved, and we're going with it. Department of Driver Services. I've had a few calls this morning since we talked this morning. After this morning's talk on Evans, and the sheriff's office, of course, they have closed their lobby due to COVID. The cases, as you'll see in a minute, are going up. But the driver's license people will be here Monday. We're going to rope an area off there down the hall where you can't go into the direct area of the sheriff's department, and it's going to be kind of like it was before when we had driver's license and they were kind of closed in. So it's not a problem. Y'all, come on over if you've got your appointments. If they do prefer you to call and make an appointment, but you don't have to. They won't not turn you away. So Monday, that'll be it'll be the last day of the year, right, Carey, that we can get that they'll be able to get licensed in as far as in Dade County.
Yes, in Dade County, the 21st.
You still go to Rock Springs, yeah.
And we also put the new schedule out on
Yeah.
our website.
On next year, it's on our website, for next year. But they have, as we said, closed the sheriff's direct offices in there in the lobby because it is, we're numbers are definitely not going down. Also, for the people, pertaining into our tag office, buying tags out of the Department of Motor Vehicle, they're going to be shutting down January 13th to the 18th. They're changing over to new software, whatever, new drives and all of them. They're doing a complete revamp on computers there throughout the whole state of Georgia. So that'll be down from January 13th to the 18th. And but they will, if your birthday falls in that period, whatever, don't worry about it. That'll be overridden, and you won't be penalized from what I understand. The recycling and our transfer station, our holiday hours, we're going to close. The hours will be Christmas Eve. They're going to open. We'll let them work there a half a day on Christmas Eve. They'll be shut down for Christmas, and then they'll open up the following day, the day after. Also, I want to mention this too. This is something that we've been talking about. Had some questions about it. But we just found out, I think it was yesterday, that Alan's been working on this pretty heavy, but our tentatively right now, our tire day, pre-tire day is going to be February the 27th, and that's right now, unless the state changes it, that's kind of written down, and if it were to rain, sleet, or snow, whatever that day, then we'll move it to the following Saturday, and we'll get you a schedule on that of what time it starts and what time it ends and all the stuff, later on, probably about our report next week. We'll be able to might get Alan to come over here and talk to him about it, but he's been working hard on this, and he's been up and down about it because they're scheduling this COVID thing with the states threw a lot of things off too. So anyway, right now February 27th, and that's so if you got any of the old tires and all, just kind of be getting them together, getting the trailer together where you can bring them down. Let's see here. Carolyn's already talked about our elections. If it's going on out there right now. And evidently there's not going to be a Saturday. I thought they were, but you've got the schedule here. They're not going to do a Saturday voting on this election. Our testing downstairs, they're doing it 5 days a week here. For the if you've got symptoms, you have to call. They'll take your name and you'll have to answer a few questions, and they can actually do that test. Here at the health department, 5 days it's a rapid test, so you'll know, immediately pretty much whether you have it or not. But you got to have the symptoms. You make an appointment. They take your number. You'll get a number. You'll park out in the parking lot. They'll come out to your car. It takes 15, 20 minutes, something like that. But they're doing that. But the drive-through on Wednesday, now we're still doing that, and it's a drive-through. And I don't know if we have been in the line or seen the lines, but the last couple of Wednesdays they have really been swamped with people. Pretty much all day long, especially when they first opened up. But all day long, there were cars coming in now. So you might, it takes just a little bit longer than it did a few weeks ago because there are not that many people. But I think the word's getting out. People are worried. They want to know. And so they're really working hard downstairs, and we're proud of them. We appreciate it. But we almost lost that, as you know. Almost went to another county, actually split between Walker and Catoosa, and so we kept that here. So that's free. Both those tests are free. So if you want to come through on the drive-through on Wednesday, or if you actually have got fever or you got some symptoms, call them, talk to them, and they'll be glad to help you. Let's see here now. Carey, is there anything I'm leaving out? I've been rattling off here.
I think that it just
pretty much everything. The big deal is the election. Get out and vote, regardless of who you vote for. Try to get out here and come in. Like she said, there's not any lines out here, and usually they get you in and out pretty fast. Okay, let's move into our COVID numbers. In Dade County, we have in the last 2 weeks, 14 days, we've increased 110 people positive. We went from 572 last week to 613 as we speak today. In this 1 week period, we've had 41, since last week that tested positive. We still have 7 deaths reported, and we have 37 hospitalizations. Now Walker County, a lot larger county, but they went from 2,867 to 3,176. Now they've had 518 reported positive cases in 2 weeks in Walker County. Catoosa County, another county, larger than us, but they've had 484 tests positive in the last 14 days, the last 2 weeks. So they're now at 2,631 from the beginning. But we know in 14 days they've had actually 484 tests in Catoosa County. Chattooga County, they went from 1,213 to 1,331 in a week's time. But in 2 weeks prior, they've had 175 in Chattooga County that test positive. Whitfield County, now this is a big county, but this is a lot of people here. They've actually had 1,505 positive tests in Whitfield in the last 14 days. And so right now they're standing at 9,262 people from the beginning of this back in March when they started keeping the numbers. Gordon County, they went from 3,320 to 3,553 in a week's time, but in 14 days they've had 646 tests positive in 14 days in Gordon County. Floyd County, they've had 699 tests positive in the last 2 weeks. Their top number now is 5,893. They still have 2,580 in unknown counties, which means their address has not been matched to the counties. And so far in Georgia, we've had 9,302 deaths total in the state of Georgia. And that's up from 9,073 a week ago. In Tennessee, let's move down to Hamilton County. They've had actually from last week they were at 19,729, and Hamilton County today is at 22,532. So far, right now, as we speak today, there's 2,808 active cases in Tennessee, in Hamilton County, which is our neighbor. Now they've had 19,501 recovered since the beginning of this thing. So you can deduct 19,501 from that 22,532. Now they've had 223 people die from it. Marion County, at this time right now as we speak, they have 256 active cases in Marion, and they've had 1,281 recoveries with 22 deaths. Their top number since it started is 1,559. So you can deduct that recovery rate from that. In Grundy County, they went from 881 last week to 1,002. They've actually in Grundy County got 124 active cases right now. They've had 864 recoveries, so you can deduct that from the 1,002. They've had 14 deaths now in Grundy County. Sequatchie County, another neighbor of ours, or close to us here, they went from 651 last week to 880. They have right now 228 active cases in Sequatchie County. They've had 647 recoveries, since it started back in March, with 5 deaths. So they've got 647 recoveries from 880. That's right. Yeah. Okay. All right. So Meigs County, they went from 602 a week ago and they're at 755 in MIGS. They have 169 active right now cases. They've had 573 recovered, and they have had 13 deaths. Bradley County, they're standing at 7,352 right now, and last week they were at 6,335. They have 1,108 active cases right now in Bradley County, but they've had 6,139 recoveries with 52 deaths. Moving down to Alabama, Jackson County, our neighbor here, right now they're at 4,551 since the beginning of this. Last week they were at 4,188. They've had 28 deaths, and they've actually reported in 14 days in Jackson County 992 positive cases in 14 days in Jackson. So they're going at it, no doubt. DeKalb County, they were last week at 5,635. Today they're at 6,188. They've had 51 deaths in DeKalb County, and they have had a report. Well, this is real numbers: 1,072 cases, positive cases now in DeKalb County in 14 days. That's a lot. That's a big. They're a big county, but still, that's a lot of people, a lot of positives there in 14 days in DeKalb County. So you need to think about it when you're out here, going to Chattanooga, going to Fort Payne, out riding around, you need to think about these numbers right here, and, try to, pretty much all you can do is either stay home, or if you go out, wear your mask, do social distancing. If you are, going in a place shopping, go in and out, you don't need to stay in there 2 or 3 hours, it's just as real. There's no doubt about it, and I can't be more serious to you. It's just, and in Dade County, it's no different. We've got, 1 or 2 churches now that's went ahead and suspended their services. The jail lobby over here went ahead and shut it down.
Superior Court.
Superior Court. Well, all of the court, Lookout Mountain Judicial Circuit, they shut down all court in all the counties in our Lookout Mountain Judicial Court, which is Dade, Walker, Catoosa, Chattooga. Now, Superior Court Clerk's office is still open, in and out. But as far as any court cases, now the probate, and that's something you'll have to call them, and the Judge McCormick, magistrate, they handle that's a whole separate court, so they handle their own scheduling, and I haven't heard anything from them as far as their scheduling, but they can, if you got a case or if you got a ticket, you need to talk to them, call them, and they can tell you what to do about that. Just appreciate everyone working with us. Hope you have a Merry Christmas, a safe Christmas, and we'll be back next week, Wednesday. That's right.
That's right.
And but if you have any questions about any of these numbers or anything pertaining to the county or government or whatever, give me a call, 423-667-8999, or you can call 657-4625. That's our office number. And any commissioner, our numbers are all posted there online. And feel free to call at any time, because we're here to help you. And I just can't stress to you, how serious this is right here. The biggest thing is, though, the strange thing about it is, it affects people differently. You have people, it doesn't matter if you're young or old, some people get it and they don't. We got a person on our road department, this guy, and he don't even have any symptoms hardly at all. He's at home, and he don't understand, but he's quarantined for 14 days and he did test positive. But the biggest thing is if you do test positive, it doesn't matter how you feel, do what they tell you to do. Because you could still be a carrier and not even realize it, and you might give it to 10 people. So anyway, but you have my phone number. We appreciate everyone working with us on this, and we'll be back Wednesday next week, or sooner if we need to. And like I said, if you have any questions, just give me a call, and we'll be there for you.